Hello everybody, this is Craig from 9 Volt Games, and this is a hard one to do. I have put off doing this one. I was supposed to do this video when I was with Gamerholics, but this is Godzilla on the PS4. And let's, I guess, get right into it. First of all, I'm going to say this, that this game was touted as, you know, the end-all be-all of Godzilla games, and it is the end-all be-all. I think it ended all possible future Godzilla games coming out. And it's not that it's terrible. I mean, if you're a fan of Godzilla, alright, it has everything you could possibly want in this game. Everything you can possibly imagine from Godzilla lore stuffed in this game, except for the actual game. There's no game. There's really no game. You know, as you see, it's got all these modes. It got a destruction mode as you go through, and you know, you increase your size while fighting enemies. And really, it's just destroying reactors, which you're gonna see when it goes into the gameplay. King Kaiju, which is like a arcade mode in a fighting game, except this is like the least effort put in a fighting game I've ever seen. Versus is fighting online with 2 to 3 people. Evolution modes where you level up your character. Diorama mode is basically place action figures in a diorama and take picture. And then Kaiju Guide is awesome because it gives you actually a rich history of all the kaijus in the game. And that's it. I mean, really, this game is just pure fan service for, you know, fans of Godzilla. Now, I bought this when it was on sale. I got it for $10. So I'm not too upset because I've gotten my money's worth out of it already. And I got this way back when. And I more so got it for me and my son to play, my son and I to play. And that's exactly what it's used for in this house. I won't go off and play this by myself. I played it last night, but that's because he wanted me to unlock Mechagodzilla. But what you're seeing right now is the actual game. You go around, you're given this, you know, pretty small area that you're there. You can destroy everything. You don't have to destroy everything. Your main goal is to actually destroy reactors. You know, 1, 2, or 3 reactors. And once you do that, the level's over. That's it. But you can cause as much or as little destruction as you want, and then there's always an enemy that'll come out, and then sometimes secret enemies will come out with special parameters, like, you know, Jet Jaguar will come out in the beginning level if you can destroy, was it 60 or between 50 and 60% of the area, and then hurry up and destroy the generator as fast as possible. You'll have to fight Jet Jaguar. When you beat him, you can go to evolution mode. You can unlock that character, provided that you have the right materials. So basically, as the more destruction you do and the more enemies you fight, more materials you get. You can go to evolution mode and you level up the character, so that you can come back in and do the same thing over and over and over again. So it's an arcade style game that at its very base is a 25-cent worth arcade run, and then be like, oh yeah, I played that like once or twice in the arcade. It's not $60. If I bought this game at $60, holy shit would I have been pissed. And I am a die-hard Godzilla fan. I'm very excited. Yes, Craig, are you excited for Resurgence? You know I'm excited for it. This is something that I'm passing on to my son Noah. He's actually becoming a fan of Godzilla. He's very excited about it. He knows, you know, he knows pretty much every kaiju's name, and when Logan's old enough, I'm gonna have the same thing with him. So it's something like from my childhood that I can share with my kid in a way that he can play it. So then that makes me beg the question of, well, I told you that it's everything that you could possibly want from a Godzilla game. I mean, everything you could want as a Godzilla fan is something awesome to add to your collection. Well, it doesn't have a game. So how can I justify that? I found the target audience. It's not die-hard Godzilla fans. It's 4-year-olds. Because when you're playing it on easy mode, it's almost impossible to lose. My son can beat a level by himself. Really no problem. The only thing that he has problem with is the controls, because they're weird tank controls. When I say tank controls, I don't mean Resident Evil, old Silent Hill, old third-person action tank controls. I mean, like, you gotta press the triggers to move right and left, and then you move slow as fuck. And there's only 3 attack buttons, and then like a super attack button. And then you have to hold 2 L1, R1, to roar, and really that's it. I'd like to say that the fighting actually has tactics. There's no tactic whatsoever in this game. You just mash buttons. It's got all the subtlety of fucking rock, paper, scissors when you're playing it on hard modes. You know what I mean? It depends on the size of the kaiju you pick versus the size of the kaiju that you're getting to fight, and how much damage they do to you. So they do an unfair amount of damage to you, and then you do, as you can see, very little with a super attack right there, as I just did on Ghidorah. And yeah, I don't understand how that's possible, considering you're playing as the fucking supposed king of monsters. But as far as the game goes, I'm going to be blatantly honest with you, and I don't think I've ever actually done this in any video ever. This is an awful, awful fucking game. It is terrible. It is a very poor excuse for an extremely popular IP, in my opinion. They did some garbage thing with this. This is not a game. It is not a game at all. It is something that you could train your kid on how to play games in an environment where they really can't fail. But if you have kids, this is something you can share with them. But be ready to play one at a time, because there is no multiplayer, you know, if you're in the same room. No multiplayer together, couch co-op. It's all done online. And since nobody fucking bought this game, and people who did buy this game don't play it, there's no one online to play with. So really, do you want a piece of Godzilla history that you can play, and I don't know, you can go and have, like, you know, most of the thing I like about it is reading about the kaijus, and you can do that, but don't pay anything more than $10 for this, please. You'll thank me. If you pay more than $10 on this, you're a fucking idiot. Thank you guys.